Hi and welcome to the next episode of Qt QML tutorial. First, before we start any technical episodes, let's talk about choosing Qt for your project, whether it is worth learning it or not. In short, why Qt? My name is Lukas Kosiński. I am the CEO of SciStudio, Qt QML consulting company. We help our customers achieve their objectives by providing them with skilled Qt developers. So, in this episode, we will talk about factors influencing the choice whether to go with Qt or not, about the factors that are common for any software project actually, and in the meantime I will talk about advantages of Qt for a particular factor. Enjoy! Alright, let's dive in. The first factor we will discuss is the purpose of your project. Think about what's the main goal or domain your software is going to tackle. Imagine this. Are you working with robotics where machines communicate and collaborate? Or I don't know, perhaps you are looking to dive into the world of finances to process huge amounts of data and to make lightning fast transactions. Or maybe your project is somehow connected to machine learning. So Qt may be great for many cases, for HMI development, for robotics, desktop development, and many other purposes is where Qt could be a great choice. But think about it, think about the purpose, think about what your software is going to do. For example, Qt may be not so excellent choice if you want to do a web page. And for things related to processing big data sets or for machine learning, Python may be a better choice. While Qt is not a primary tool for developing AI models, it's fantastic for creating user interfaces and visualization tools. And yeah, there is also Qt for Python, so maybe that may also be a case for Qt framework, but again, think about the purpose. Yeah, now let's talk about the target platform. Where do you want your application to run? Windows, Linux, mobile devices, embedded systems, or maybe all the possible options. Here's the thing. If you are absolutely sure that your application will only run on a single platform, going native might be a good choice. For example, if you are only targeting iOS, using Swift and the native tools could be the best, could provide the best integration, the best developer experience within that one platform. And if you are a Windows guy only, then think about C Sharp. However, if there is even a small possibility that your project will expand to other platforms, Qt comes into play as your ally, I would say. With Qt, you write the code once and it can run on multiple platforms. Of course, with some modifications. I personally start even Windows only projects with Qt. Yeah, because I know it well, and for me, that is the most important criteria. Yeah, and regarding mobile development, I, being familiar with Qt, would naturally lean towards Qt for mobile development as well. But if mobile is your only solo focus, especially if you develop a consumer facing application, other technologies then, like I don't know, Flutter or React Native, maybe a better choice, maybe more fitting. They are tailored for mobile development and they have large communities of developers, and that makes it easier to find already existing solutions and I don't know solutions to common mobile development challenges. Yeah, and you also have to think about The hardware, if you target embedded, you have to think about the exact chip that you are going to have, that you consider. You need to ensure that is enough powerful to run Qt. Yeah. So again, the next factor is platform that you want to use. Now, after we covered purpose and platforms, let's go into the world of user experience and user interface requirements. How your application looks and feels is crucial in engaging users. Qt is powerful when it comes to creating modern, visually appealing interfaces. With Qt widgets, Qt Quick, QML, you can design fluid animations, incorporate 3D elements, build desktop apps with rich user interfaces. It is also super efficient for UI programming for touch devices, such as mobiles or some HMI screens. But what if your app is heavily focused on data visualization? Here you might find some specialized libraries, tools, languages more tailored for your needs. They come with plenty of built-in functionality specifically for plotting and analyzing data, so in such a case, Qt may not be the best choice. Yeah, and let's talk about some other scenario where only a lightweight solution is needed. For example, let's say that you have a very limited resources on your hardware and you have a small screen and it's embedded system. Maybe then technology like LVGL would be a better choice. Yeah, so it is crucial to remember that the choice of technology for UI UX should align with both the visual and performance like needs of your app. While Qt is excellent choice for feature rich and modern interfaces with a lot of animations, there are cases where other more specialized or more lightweight tools might be just better. Yeah, and moving on, let's talk about your background with other technologies. Experience matters. So if you and your team are already wizards in, let's say, Java, you might perform better using Java. However, I would say don't let your current skills hold you back because branching out into new technologies like Qt can open doors to features you might not have with your current stack. So just think about the comfort of the current stack and compare that comfort to the benefits of Qt as the new other technology for you. Yeah, and if you are a project leader, you may consider other more business factors like access to talents, hiring, and then keeping developers. Yeah, and the another factor is are industry specific things. Different industries have unique needs, standards, and preferred tools. For instance, the automotive industry may have some specific protocols or libraries that they use, and the medical industry often requires some level of compliance with some regulatory standards. Yeah, and Qt is adaptable and has been used in many various industries, but it's important to first research what's popular and what is proven in your field. Check if the industry has preferred third-party libraries or if there are some specific certifications. Um, yeah, and in short, make sure that the technology you choose, be it Qt or something else, aligns with the industry's standards, industry specifications, and the ecosystem. All right. The last factor would be related to business and management things. It's a bit for managers. Yeah, cost, availability of skilled developers, maintenance, licensing, and even your location can play a big role in your decision of choosing a technology. Costs come from all sides. There is the development cost, maintenance cost, yeah, and the licensing. For instance, Qt offers both open source and commercial licenses. Choose what suits your project and your budget better. Yeah, and also think about availability of developers skilled in your technology. Having a large pool of talent, if you have access to such, can be very beneficial for scaling your team in the future to handle big projects. Yeah, so business factors is another thing to consider when choosing a software technology. Of course, Qt is quite a big framework, and it wouldn't be possible to evaluate all the cases when it's worth learning Qt or using Qt in just one episode. Anyway, I hope that now you have kind of a good feeling about what to think about when choosing right technology. And in multiple cases, Qt would be awesome, but sometimes it may not be awesome. It may not be the best option. Yeah, but I am 100% sure that if you are not fully convinced whether to go with Qt framework, whether to learn Qt framework, I'm sure that it's going to be a good way to go, that it's going to be a good direction to develop your career in. Yeah, and I recommend you learning it because there is a huge need for specialists in this technology. Yeah, and let me know your thoughts, your feedback, your opinions on this topic. Like the video, subscribe, check the links in the description of this episode, and we see each other in the next episode. The next episode will be the first in which we finally download Qt framework. So let's see each other in the next one.